Fire Dana White, fire Dana White, fire Dana White. Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena at Madison Square Garden. We're also gonna cover the Misfits, Darren, Tony Ferguson win, okay? Everything. So bald man Dana White announced for UFC 322, Madison Square Garden, Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena. What do you think about that? First off, I'm not even gonna go after Dana White as I have done in, I can't even remember how many videos. I think everyone in the UFC MMA community agree that Dana White sitting in front of his camera with such bad, low quality, clearly not caring anymore. Yeah, there's nothing I can say now that I haven't said before or anyone else haven't said. I just think it's disrespectful and disgusting to us fans that he literally started off the video with saying, okay guys, let's get this over with. I got things to do. You got things to do. Last time I checked, what is Dana White? Not CEO. Whatever he isn't, like UFC is his job. He's not a boxing promoter yet. He has gone over to boxing and now he's promoting Canelo Crawford. But like he's literally acting like his lowest priority is the UFC, and over that comes everything else: slapping his wife, hanging out with the Nelk boys, poker, giving away money to influencers, the boxing stuff, Turkey a la Chere. Yeah. So then what? Go fuck yourself. Like, we don't care about you. We don't need you at all. What happened with, I guess, 2020, the storm from China that happened there, ruined a lot of things. Yeah, I believe in 2019, so just like a year before the China shit. Then we have like a big presser with all love, send love to Ben Askren. You know, when Ben Askren was sitting up there going after everybody, talking with Dana, you know, Woodley Usman sat there, like Smith Jones. Yeah, had like a big presser. So, yeah, I mean, I think most MMA fans would agree that we missed those kind of big pressers. Of course, McGregor definitely made him extra famous with all his viral stuff happening there. And no, but just even if he doesn't have that, do a great like high package like Islam JDM. I'm pretty sure Islam is, you know, the current active roster. Islam Makhachev is up there as one of the biggest stars or biggest pay-per-view draws. I don't even know if we can call anyone a pay-per-view draw anymore, because we never see the pay-per-view numbers anymore. At least what I know. Like, so up there, of course, Islam, Ilya, Pereira, Hamzat, like those are probably top 4. Maybe I'm missing someone, but you know, the top 5, 6 probably involves those guys. Wouldn't UFC or Dana White would wanna hype that up more? Like Islam moving up. Listen, I already think the fight feels like smaller with him just moving up and not being champion. Of course, the logical reason, which most people have talked about for UFC, probably stripping. Loads of people, same thing with Young Willie, we're gonna get to that. Or are we gonna get to that? No one cares, women. But yeah, I guess they don't wanna have people hold up divisions and everything, but yeah, you know, for me it just doesn't feel the same. I've never been a guy that harps on too much about he's holding up the division, blah blah blah. Like, there's so many champions. I don't care about Ankalaev fighting. I don't care about Merab fighting. I don't have that much interest in the flyweight division. Never has. Sorry. Like, there's so many guys that I don't really give that much for about fighting. So holding up a division, like, make good fights, make big fights. If they're not white, anyway. Ooh, okay, guys. Jesus Christ. Let's go on. As we said, Islam Makhachev, Jack Della Maddalena. Why am I even saying his full Islam JDM MSG 322? What do we think here? Like I'm not gonna lie to you guys and sit here and it's just annoying that most of the fights Dana, now I'm going back to Dana, I'm not going back to Dana. That guy that we don't know the name of, Voldemort, like most of the fights he announced, we already knew. Like we already knew them, they were happening, and we knew for most of them what cards they were on, and Abdi Ali Aziz, whatever his name is, the 9. He said ages ago, like on the Usman Cejudo podcast, I think, that Islam was not gonna fight in Abu Dhabi. So that like immediately put my eyes on MSG. So I felt like we have known about that for months, and in my second video back in May, when I started signing, in my second video, I covered JDM Islam with the big announcements of Ilya Oliveira, Chimaev DDP. I also talked about JDM Islam because that was kind of official and everything. So like we have known about that for ages, so that's not like an announcement. Everyone has already like pointed their fingers at Yang Wei Li, Shevchenko probably being the next thing there. And yeah, other stuff we're gonna get to. But yeah, so Dana, not really like the biggest announcement in that way. But we still, now it's official. The question is, will Islam Makhachev ever move back? Ever move back down to 155 to lightweight? Of course, Ilya said that he has no problem moving up to welterweight and fighting him there. But Islam already was a big lightweight, big weight bully, as all those guys are. Habib, same. Never wanted to fight. Credit to Islam there, I guess. He's not the big pussy Habib was that refused to fight in his own weight class at 170 against Usman, Woodley, Colby, all those guys. He refused that. He instead drained himself, missed weight for the Gaethje fight. Go back and watch. The weight never stopped as it should. It was 155. BS. Inbred privilege, we know about it. Anyway, Islam JDM. Will he move back? Like apparently, Islam has had a hard time putting on weight for 170. So that could point that he maybe hasn't put on as much as, and I see these cringe clips on YouTube everywhere. I don't even search for Islam. I don't give a fuck about him. But like every day I see like a short on YouTube or anything of oh, look how massive Islam is, or Islam has really built up for 170. Oh, JDM is screwed. And I just look at the videos and pictures like, yeah, that looks like normal Islam Makhachev out of camp. Islam Makhachev. Like people acting like it looks like Shima. I mean, they all looked the same, cousins, inbred, same family. But yeah, that could point at him maybe going down, especially if he loses. But after that, I think JDM smacks him up. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Islam, like you beat Moicano, that's not the biggest win. Before that, you had Hell with Old Man Dustin. Honestly, couldn't we say that Max did better against Dustin than Islam did? Honestly, I think you can. I think you can put a decent argument that Max in the trilogy did better, again, like were more dominant, whatever, against Dustin than Islam was. So yeah, Islam. Like, dude, look at what Volk in the first fight did against Islam. Now you're fighting a guy that's 2 weight classes up. Great boxer, showed great scrambles, defense and all that stuff against Belal. A great, well-rounded fighter, probably just getting better and better, into his prime. Islam, I think, is there. I don't know exactly how old. Like, I would imagine that Islam has been fighting now in many title fight. Okay. Yeah, Islam is soon. Islam will be 34 when we come to MSG. And I mean, Jack Della Maddalena, I only think he's like 31. So I think JDM definitely will have more room to improve. And you know, dude, he's only 28. Okay, so JDM will be 29 in the fight, and 29 against 34. I mean, it's good for Islam statistics wise. I guess that he's moving up. I mean, often like the higher up in the weight classes you get, being a bit older isn't that bad, especially, you know, when you come to heavyweight. Jesus, those guys at the top is like always old. I mean, we kind of have a new era now when there's more, kind of a new era of heavyweight, younger, more athletic. Take away Taitu Vasa and Garcia. But I just think Islam, you know, he's probably getting at the end of his prime. Or at least I don't think he will improve much more. He has, you know, fought now in 3, 4, 5 title fights, I believe. JDM won. So there's not often when you have had 5 title fights that you see much improvement. So yeah, I just think JDM will get better and better for the next few fights, and then, you know, what do you say, plateau on a level. I already think JDM is there. No, Islam is there, and he won't have the physicality he has at lightweight. From what we have seen, JDM, better boxer, good with the defensive wrestling and scrambles. Yeah, not really much more to cover there. I see JDM probably being able to, with a boxing, stop Islam in 34th round. Inbred. I just listened back to Dana White's video a bit. You get irritated as fuck every time you look at him, and you just listen to what he said. Dude, every one of this card is ranked. Oh, guys, everyone on this card is ranked. Yeah, that used to be the standard. That should be like the Every pay-per-view main card should be ranked fights. End of... No discussion. Anyway. I'm gonna cover basically the only fight, except the Islam, that we didn't... already know about. We already know about Volkov Almeida, Let's Go Volkov, Batista Umar, no one cares, and Weili Shevchenko. Like, we already know about all that stuff. But adding on to the MSG card, great fight, Carlos Prates versus Leon Edwards. I love that fight, great fight. Of course, Prates was talking about fighting on the Brazil card, which would have stacked that fight night up a hell of a lot. You know, already a really good fight night with Oliveira, who feels like Oliveira. Like, there's certain guys, like, we don't have any stars right now in the UFC. In my opinion, of course there can be exceptions here and there. But, you know, of course, Ilya and these guys, but also Whittaker, Usman, Chimaev, Max, Gaethje, Oliveira. Like, these names that have been, you know, names that that casuals know about for years. I think the big names, Adesanya, you know, Pereira, should be on the pay-per-views. Because when you looked at 316, 317, 318, that wasn't... It was like the main events and then a good fight night under. That's really what it felt like. But on those cards, if you just added, like, between those pay-per-views, we had Whittaker fighting, Usman fought Buckley. Like, if you were to put Usman on one of the pay-per-views, Whittaker on one of the pay-per-views, of course, Adesanya Strickland 2 was like the clear fight to put on one of those. Even if Strickland didn't want to fight, I don't know what Pussy Strickland is doing, F him. I don't like Adesanya at all, but, like, you could have put Adesanya against... Like, honestly, by this point, UFC doesn't care about the rankings. Put Adesanya against anyone and just, you know, that's not the point. Prates anyway, no Brazil, it's fine. Still a good fight night. I mean, on that card we have Fiziev, Oliveira, we have I don't know off the top of my head, who cares? MSG, Leon Edwards, Carlos Prates. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone thinks kind of the same. Carlos Prates probably, like we said, people said the same thing going into the Ian Gary fight, I think. I don't know, like, I think most people were confident about that fight. My channel didn't exist at that point. And honestly, if you are listening by this point, you're probably having a good time, or I don't know, I'm interesting in some way. No, sorry for the people, if people have waited for me. I feel like since I started the channel, I started the channel with, 3 months ago when I started the channel, I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know anything about YouTube. I have been learning most things on my own way, using my best friend ChatGPT. And I just started too hard with, for the first 2 weeks, a video a day. MMA Guru is a big inspiration. Like, it's the big inspiration for me starting the channel. And when you look at when he started, what was it, 3-5 minute videos. He didn't do a thumbnail. It was only his face as the picture. No editing. Like nothing in the background. As you have seen much of my videos with tier lists and reactions and stuff in the background. So I just started too much content at the start, and then all this editing and stuff in the background, and a lot of time on thumbnail. When I have no experience and I have ADD and I'm on strong medication. So, I just burn myself out quick, and it just doesn't feel like I have gotten up to that point yet, or gotten back to normal yet. I don't know. 2 weeks ago I had 3 days where my body just shut down. My brain didn't work. For like 3 days I was completely shut down. Just slept all the time. And that's why my Shimai, after the DDP Shimai fight, that video came out a bit later than it usually would do, probably. And like now, for the last 3-4 days, it's been the same again. So I don't know how I'm gonna put my schedule. This video probably comes out today, and I think I'm gonna stream, but maybe I shouldn't, just because I don't want to promise anything, just because I think it's better that I spread out the content a bit, instead of me taking, now it will be almost a week between videos. Of course, I've been posting community posts, we have been streaming more this week than last week. I'm not gonna bore you guys with stuff, but I apologize. I know some people, sometimes at least, have been like, where's the content? Or they are, oh nice, a new video, we have been waiting. I'm not saying that I have a big fan base like that, but for you that actually have waited, thank you for sticking around. I love all you guys are supporting. Thank you so much. I'm not planning on leaving YouTube at all. I'm gonna just try to plan so I get good sleep, take care of myself, and maybe not I'm gonna put down so I don't put too much time on every single step. Like, I don't have to sit 6 hours with a thumbnail and everything. And hopefully you guys mind, at least for a few videos here, like the last 2 and this one, that you don't say like something in the background. Now it's just me speaking. Hopefully the quality is decent anyway. Thank you for everyone that watches. And I don't know if this is probably not my best video. But if you think this is interesting or funny in some way, if you're new on the channel, if you like my humor, if you like hearing me speak, anything, you can check out other videos. I got loads of videos. You can look the last 3 months. You got loads of live streams. You can check out loads of shorts, community posts. The community post is there we have a pretty fun, I would say. Fun with voting on who fighters should fight next. And some funnier, I did some funny posts about you could vote about the Raja Jackson situation. And that's also, I think, why I haven't posted any video. We talked about it on stream. and stuff, so I still covered it a bit, so you can watch it on stream. But I haven't posted an official video about the Raja Jackson situation. F him, he can go and F himself, animal. But yeah, also because for a few days now and everything, I've just been not working. But try to post the video today and everything. Probably chill tomorrow. Post prediction video Wednesday-ish. And yeah, hopefully I don't want the quality of any content to drop. The live streams will stay the same. I still enjoy posting community posts. Shorts you will get sometimes. I got back on it and now I haven't for a week. And the videos, I mean, the only difference now is for a few videos here that you haven't got things in the background. But otherwise, I think it will be the same. Love you guys, peace, subscribe. Anyway, I think, like, I guess most people think, I think Carlos Prates will probably beat the piss out of Leon Edwards. I don't know why Leon is so inactive. I mean, fighters are overpaid, we already know that. But I would imagine, like, we got an offensive fighter who's even good defensively. I mean, styles makes fight, I know, but look how Carlos Prates against Jeff Neal looked like the perfect fighter. Like, he just looks so slick, loose, perfect, like, amazing performance. And Leon, I mean, he must be, it's crazy that he was champ, I know, but Leon must be, I mean, he's up there, right? Top 3, top 5, maybe number 1, I don't know. But like at the top level, probably number 1, like most passive. Just like the opposite to offensive. Just barely throws. I don't know what... Leon has never had that fighting. He's a fighter. And of course, I'm not saying that the best kind of fighter you should be is a... Or dude, I don't know what, sorry. Is a... I got my hair is... I'm probably red up here, sorry. I'm not saying that you have to be like a Gaethje, Poirier, if you want to throw in someone like Cerrone in there. Or, you know, people that just in there, still at the top level, but chaos, violence. They get finished or they finish the opponent. I'm not saying you have to be like that. But I don't know what Leon has been doing for... I was about to say his last fight. Leon has been like this for ages. I mean, he never gets finishes. He got the Jesus Christ. He got the head kick against Usman. That's it. I mean, in 2018, 5-round decision with Cerrone. Like, the year before, Masvidal finished him. Till finished him. Like, come on, Leon. Come on, Leon. Come on, son. Don't let him bully your son. Don't let him bully your son. Should we go on to the Misfits stuff, maybe? I mean, let's start off. Like, we do the big 3. Also great to see Wade Plem, Wade Concept. Shout out to him. I watch him. Good content. Nice to see him back. Old school. If you followed Misfits for a while. Dillon Danis. Let's see how much time we spend on these fights. But it's good. Good card. I didn't watch it live, but good card. Misfits is kind of stepping on. It's good to see that Misfits is you know, without KSI, because that was like the first year, 2022 to 2023. That was basically like, yeah, when people paid attention was when KSI was fighting. He fought in August, January, like May, and then October against Tommy Fury on the Prime card. So it's good to see Darren Till has really become like the new star of Misfits now, when KSI hasn't fought for 2 years. And yeah, of course, Jake, for those who don't know the specific about the promotion, more interested about the Darren Till stuff and everything. Gonna get to that in like 20 seconds. But yeah, Misfits, of course, is KSI's promotion. Jake Paul has his own promotion, MVP. You know, and he has like a deal with Netflix, and that's why the Mike Tyson fight was on Netflix. And why his up-and-coming fight with Gervonta Davis, Tank Davis, is gonna be on Netflix. Maybe I should cover that fight when it gets closer, mix that in with some MMA stuff, let's see. But Dillon Danis fought, was it Warren Spencer? Is he like related to Andrew Tate, right? I don't mean related like in blood, but I think they're friends, pals, or something. Maybe not. Yeah, I think he had some minor MMA experience, not much. I think so. Some fighting experience. Yeah. Anyway, Dillon Danis. They within the Dillon Danis with kind of the Connor stance, you know, and good for him. I mean, I think actually that's what I think. The smart thing with Dillon Danis, we haven't seen much of his strike. Of course, against Logan, he didn't try. Let's not talk about that. I don't know what really what happening there. Let's f that. But Nina's H. Yeah, if all that lawsuit stuff, and I'm not talking about Nina drama. Of course, she's a also, but especially Nina Agdal. She's a disgrace to our Vikings up here. She's Danish, right? I'm Swedish. The North in Sweden, Norden. What is it in English? The North. You know, like Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Finland. I think that's the North. Anyway, maybe not Finland. Yeah, she's a disgrace to us. So she can go F himself. The entire lawsuit thing against Danis is trash, so retarded. Her and Logan, like the most. Logan's such a soy boy. Nina H. Like yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Dillon Danis. Yeah, I think it's smart for Dillon to come out in a kind of similar to the old Connor stance, because even if his kickboxing isn't that, you know, high level or not good at all. I mean, yeah. Anyway, even if it's not that good, I think just when you just that you come out in that stance and not come out in this, you know, like most jiu-jitsu guys come out if it's Damien Maya, Ben Askren, like even if you come out like a good like boxing stance, it's very simple. People know how to work against that. But when you come out like Wonder Boy, Connor, or whatever you want to call it, I think anyone that's in there as a fighter, like, have to get like, oh, okay, dude, I have to think here. I think it just gets more respect in someone's head immediately. But I think Spencer cracked Danis with like 1 or 2 shots pretty early. Danis probably caught him with 1. It was so quick. Like Danis, he won in 15 seconds. I think, I don't know if it was because Danis cracked Spencer good, or just because Danis pressured him much against like the ropes. But Spencer kind of clinched up whatever he did, and I mean Danis, like, that's the last thing he should do, is try to get in close with grappling in any kind of way with Danis. And Danis immediately, the guillotine, boom, spin around, got on top of him, guillotine, tap out, 15 seconds. Great for Danis. I can get to the post presser shortly after the fight. That was hilarious, but great for Danis. Dude, I've started to love Danis so much. I loved him 2 years ago back with the Logan Paul stuff and all that. I haven't known much about him before. I didn't know who he was when I watched the Khabib McGregor fight live when I was 17. That was, yeah, soon to be 7 years ago. Crazy. I haven't known much about Danis. What is it? Yeah, you know, when he like did his Bellator fights, when he had some beef with Jake in like 2020, 2021. Yeah, I haven't known much about Danis at all. I really started to pay attention to him again, I think, when I heard about him getting, like, you know, choked out by the chocolatier or whatever, the security guard, when he was on crutches and everything. Like, True Jordy covered that and everything. But when he was supposed to fight KSI in... so I started to hear more about Danis again in late 2022, when he was starting to build up to the KSI fight that never happened. But yeah, Danis the man. Great to see him win. Of course, if you didn't realize with the guillotine and everything, that was the Misfits' first MMA fight ever. So Danis is the Misfits MMA champion. Great for him. And I also want to say that for everyone, everyone is hating on the belt, even some of the fighters, this title doesn't mean anything. I'm not the biggest Misfits fan or anything, but I think it's unfair because all titles at the start doesn't mean much. The heavyweight boxing is so weird with the WBC, WBO, but the original whatever lineage you wanna follow. If you go back to the 1800s or whenever your favorite heavyweight boxing belt started, it didn't mean anything. I even saw a video a while ago when they talked about the beginning of, and I think they needed they needed something for the. Or am I confusing it with pro wrestling? Anyway, a belt from the start. They had to introduce a title, a belt, anything to so for the fans, the people that actually watch, to be like, oh, okay, they're fighting for this instead of okay, they're fighting, but why? So that gave a why in the late 1800s, early 1900s, I think. But so back then it didn't mean anything. But now, if you become heavyweight champion, undisputed heavyweight champion, and you look, this belt were held by Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Tyson Fury, Klitschko, Usyk. Names that had, now there's just such a privilege of holding a title. Or I'm not the biggest boxing guy, but if you look at the title, okay, this title was held by Floyd and Canelo and Triple J or whatever. When you get names, that's when it's valuable. Look at the people that has held this title. So no belt, of course you can say, of course, if someone wants to say, if the UFC now create a 165 title, that will of course mean more than a Misfits title. Or if boxing creates a new bridgerweight title, or whatever, that will mean more than Misfits title. I'm not refusing that. I'm not denying that. But a title that just is created now doesn't have any legacy, doesn't have that much value at the start. So for Misfits, I think it's unfair, and I think it's perfect to mix it in with this kind of MMA names. I don't know if Darren Till had a belt. I don't know if he had a belt or title going in now to the Rockhold fight. If he got one when he defeated AT, if he got one when he defeated what was the last guy? Stewart? I don't know. I don't know or remember the name of the guy Darren fought in his last fight before Rockhold. So I don't know. Jesus Christ! My hair is trash right now, or not trash. What do you say? The hair, the bottom of the hair unread. Oh, who cares? Anyway, with give it time. It's great. For Misfits, the first Misfits MMA champion to be Dillon Danis, for promotion and hype, and either people want to watch him because they think he's hilarious, they love him, or they hate him, they want to see him get knocked out. Either way, I think that's a great first Misfits MMA champion. And then if he defends against Tony Ferguson, if he beats Tony, that immediately puts some, even if you think Tony's washed. When it comes to, he looked pretty good. We're gonna get to that. When you get names added to it, or if Tony beats him for it, with every fight it adds some legitimacy, some legacy. Yeah, so that's just unfair. Darren Till, also great for him to hold that, and yeah, great for Dillon Danis, happy for him. Moving on, as I said, Tony Ferguson started up sketchy. Sol Pape was cracking him, and many people, including myself, were surprised. Okay, Tony can take some shots for a fast, explosive, hard-hitting guy, who in the influencer YouTube scene, crossover scene, whatever you want to say, he has only lost to two people, Sol Pape. Anthony Taylor, former MMA fighter, so much more experience, and he lost to Slim Shady, no, not Eminem. But so really good for Tony. the second guy to stop Salt Papi, one of the best in our scene. Salt Papi definitely needs to work on the cardio, I think, because like it feels like every fight that's what like, you know, he got tired and didn't have the same pop on his shots against Slim, and that's when Slim dropped him, you know, hurt him and finished him off. Kind of same thing here. Great veteran, you know, thinking from Tony to trying to pressure him into, you know, the third round, whatever it was. Let Salt Papi miss and get more tired and fatigued. One of the worst stoppages I've ever seen. Horrible stoppage, very early stoppage. Like look at the main event and compare that, like this, how this was stopped, and yeah, we're gonna get to that. But good win for Tony. Don't hate me. Honestly, hate on me if you want, F off. But I don't care much about Tony. Never been a big fan. Didn't watch during his prime, like 2016, 2017. Sorry, just didn't watch at the time. So I don't have the same connection as many other people have to him. Sorry, not sorry. But he's the champ. He beat Salt Papi, finished him off. Early stoppage, but good. The main event, Darren Till is the fucking man. Have him go against Jake Paul, KSI, like, dude, I think Till, smack up Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury just signed the contract, don't be a bitch. Dude, early on, I was like, okay, Rockhold looks like he can maybe win here, because he caught Darren Till very early on with like a good shot. Rockhold looked comfortable, doing his thing. Darren Till didn't do much, but it seemed like Darren Till was like, okay, just like stick behind the fundamentals, get my guard up, and use my jab experience and beat him. And at the end of the first, right, boom, dropped the Rockhold bad. And yeah, basically Rockhold then, I was surprised that he didn't get finished in the second, but Rockhold was the victim for the entire second round there until, what was it? Boom! Yeah, I think it was. Boom! Because he got like a body shot, and then Darren Till went boom, 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 like missed uppercut, boom, knocked him out. I think that was what was so big left, right, left, like uppercut that kind of missed, boom, knocked him out. I like Rockhold, man, but fucking hell, like his losing streak at the end of his UFC career. Having Mike Perry slap him up and making him quit in BKFC. Now Darren Till. Good for Darren Till. I mean, I'm a bit sad for Rockhold, but also at the same time, it's not like I didn't wanna. It's not like I wanted to see Darren lose instead. Darren Till, I think, yeah, definitely needs this more than Rockhold. Rockhold isn't. Yeah, he talked about wanting to continue boxing, fighting, you know, KSI, all these guys. He definitely was up for that. At least he said in interviews. But Darren is really the guy that has adapted very well to at least this scene in boxing, being a former Muay Thai guy, I think. Yeah, but haven't people talked about like his long 100 wins or whatever it is, Muay Thai record, that there's like no, like you can't find any info about it. We only have it from Darren's mouth, so that's a bit sketchy. But anyway, sorry, Darren comes from striking background. The weak point in his game in MMA was most of the time the grappling. But of course, Woodley dropped him, which led to the grappling. Masvidal beat him in the stand-up. Whittaker mostly beat him in the stand-up. Yeah. Anyway, great for Darren Till. I actually said on my like latest community post, one of my latest probably community posts, I posted about who Darren Till should box next, and I had like the big influencer names: KSI, Jake, Logan, Tommy Fury. Funny, I call Tommy Fury an influencer. But yeah, you know, kind of like, do anyone look at him like do anyone look at Tommy as like a real professional? The thing is, people call Tommy a professional boxer, but they refuse to call Jake. But Jake has had a tougher road, tougher competition. Anyway, yeah, when I did that post about those guys, Jake, Logan, Fury, KSI, I realized then and commented to one guy that commented something on the post. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, that when I think about it realistically, Jake is fighting Gervonta Davis. Logan is busy in the WWE. KSI is injured and he needs surgery on his hand. And Tommy, as we saw, refuses to fight Darren and pulled out. And he's not fighting, he's sitting on his ass like a bitch and calls himself a real boxer. Anyway, so that's actually the problem with the Darren Till going forward. That those guys, I mean, Darren Till should, like, he didn't take barely any damage at all, a few shots maybe against Luke. But I actually thought about, there's actually a lot of people I could see he could rematch Masvidal in boxing, who beat him. He could rematch Woodley in boxing, who beat him. I think he would beat both of those guys, especially Woodley. I actually could see Woodley, depending on, I mean, Woodley should be even more washed now, but you know, with the power, if he goes in there like a bulldozer and just throws. But those are two good fights. I think Till could have next, Masvidal, Woodley. The Anderson Silva fight would be great as a main event at Misfits. Mike Perry is, of course, always there. But of course, they talked a bit of the post-fight press about Andrew Tate. And let's finish off the video with that. Go and watch the post-fight press conference. I don't know how many channels. I think SBN MMA. If you just search for Misfits boxing press conference, dude, Darren Till and Dillon Danis was amazing. Okay, I'm of course talking about the okay. I mean, you can go to here's a plug. I guess you can go to MMA Fighting SBN. 16 minutes. They had a great shot of the press. Shout out to Fred Talks Fighting. He covers all the Misfit stuff. I think he also posted about it. But yeah, just search. Go to MMA Fighting SBN or just search Misfits boxing post-fight press conference, whatever. Yeah, I see here, that was fantastic. The two like bosses or whatever, Misfits, moms and the other guy is sitting in the middle. On why? So they have the winners. So they have Tony Ferguson on one side with his belt, sitting there with the glasses on, trying to look cool. And on the other side you have, I think they have been drinking maybe because they are so hilarious. Dillon Danis and Darren Till sits at the other side, just while the reporters and everything are asking questions to Tony or one of the bosses, and they are talking in the mic. You see Darren Till and Dillon Danis sitting at the right side, like whispering to each other and laughing and just talking like two kids in school when the teacher is trying to teach. Yeah, dude, it was just hilarious. And Darren Till sat and just talked, and you see Dillon Danis is sitting there just laughing, and that was so much more entertaining than anything UFC. Fantastic, love it, fantastic. And there we have that. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Newest video. I'm drunk, Jesus Christ. Newest video right here. Playlist right here. Peace out, mother.